Hey everyone, welcome to the channel, 70 by 70 Travels. I'm Petra.
And I'm Josh.
And
as you can see, the power is out in our house. It's our last night here. You can maybe hear the echo like I can. The house is completely empty with the exception of a little bit of furniture that the new homeowners wanted to keep. And we were planning on, we were literally set up ready to put this video in motion to record everything that we have to say tonight, and our power went out.
yeah.
So fitting end to the last night in our old house.
And so the last several days have been filled with goodbyes. You know, with our friends, like meeting with them, having dinner, having lunch, as well as packing our bags, repacking our bags, packing it again. Oh, we have too much. We've got to take stuff out, you know, finishing up work, taking the little stuff that we have left to the Goodwill. And so today was also one of those days. It was very busy. It's our last night in the house. Yeah. And honestly, we had dinner with our neighbor, our lovely neighbor. And on the way home in the neighborhood, we passed some trucks for the lights.
Yeah, the power company.
But it wasn't affecting us, so we're like, okay, it's down the road, you know.
We passed by, the first truck was a tree trimming truck, and we were like, what are they doing in the neighborhood this late? The next truck was for the power and light company. The second one, I think, was the same. But we went through the neighborhood, everybody had their lights on, and we're like, okay, no big deal, right?
Yeah.
Hi, we're Josh and Petra, early retirees traveling the world slowly while sharing honest insights about retirement and life on the road. Join us and share in the journey.
So you know what? In the spirit of the moment, we thought, let's just go ahead and record this anyway. You guys might find it entertaining, you know, and here's the thing, like, we're like, what are we gonna do for light? You know, right. So we had to install a flashlight app on my phone, so we can record on Josh's. But the funny thing is like, we've literally sold, like on Sunday, somebody picked up the last of the items from the Facebook marketplace and included some lanterns that if we still had, we could use tonight.
And we are standing because we don't have any furniture to sit on or a table to put all this stuff on. So we are standing, and this is actually, I am that much taller than her.
14 inches.
So one thing I wanted to update you on is yesterday was my last day of work, and today I went in, but just for about an hour and a half doing some out processing stuff. Yeah. And then I've been busy with her the rest of the day getting everything ready. I literally just finished packing my bags. They're now completely full to the brim. I'm sure I will be losing some of that as I go because I can't keep it up that much. Too much stuff.
Yeah. We've
trimmed off quite a bit. We've returned a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
The last couple of days.
And we knew, we had this system. We did a video on it. How many shorts are we going to take? How many pairs of pants? How many tops, you know? And honestly, like when we did the videos, we didn't put our clothes inside those compression bags. And then we went to go do that and realized we had a little bit too much. So we did a lot of trimming.
Yeah. Narrowed everything down to some essential items.
Yeah. And you know, for me, part of that process is, oh my gosh, we're leaving in a couple weeks. Do I have everything that I need? And so, you know, purchased some stuff, brought it back thinking, okay, this would be nice to have. This shirt will go well with these shorts. It'll go well with the pants. I could wear it as an undershirt on a dress. You know, things like this. Like, do I have everything? Like that last minute panic, you know, we're going away. But again, we had to kind of remind ourselves, it's okay. We can buy some of this stuff wherever we're going
if we need
it, right? So, you know, we were making a lot of those decisions. Some of the last minute things we did since our last update video, we contacted all the utilities.
canceled all of that.
Which is
Talked
supposed
to insurance.
Which actually, the canceled utilities is supposed to be tomorrow. It's the last day.
Yeah.
But we don't think that this is
No,
canceled.
I think it's related to the trucks down the
Yeah.
street.
Now, what's going to be interesting is like tonight after the video, we were going to do like the last sweeping, sweep the floors and stuff like that for the new homeowners. Because tomorrow we do, by the time you see it, it'll already happen. But tomorrow we go to the closing, and of course hand everything over. So.
Yeah. We are fortunate. I do want to say we're fortunate enough that we got to stay in the house until the very last day before we left town. So I know some people who've done this before who have said that they had to stay in an apartment for however long, or an Airbnb or something like that. We were very fortunate to be able to stay here until the last day.
Yeah, that was part of the negotiations. And
Yes.
quite honestly, like most people, it's like 30 days or a month. We asked them for 5 weeks for closing, so that helped us out.
Yeah.
Anyway, so one of the topics that we were going to talk to you today, or this tonight about, was now that we are jobless, homeless, right? There is no turning back. So what do we expect our life is going to be like? Okay. And so, right, we're going to do this full travel thing. And what happens if something goes wrong?
Yeah.
And, when we kind of imagine this, we're imagining, right, like, it's flexible. Everything is going to be flexible, right? We don't have the pressures of work, like the work demands.
Everything is on our time, how we dictate it.
Yeah. But at the same time, I feel like it's going to take time to deprogram my mind or myself to, I'm not getting up, I'm not having to go, into work. We don't have a lot of things going on. So it's okay if we chill and do nothing today. Because quite honestly, we haven't had many of those days. Because if it wasn't our regular jobs, we had a side business. I was, the last couple of years working on my doctorate degree. There was always something to do. And even when we had down moments, it never was a full day. And some people would request those.
What,
right?
a day off?
A day off. And I was
Of
like, no,
course.
we've got all the stuff we have to get done. So I think it's, for me, I think it's going to be to realize we're not under that kind of stress.
That's right. The gun is no longer pointed at your head. We can slow down.
Yeah. Now, we also know, of course, even though we're retired, we're doing the slow travel, right? We still will have things we have to do. Like there'll be time where we have to go to the laundry. Maybe the place we're staying doesn't have a washing machine, so we're going to have to find the laundry and go do that.
Or even do them in the sink.
Or do them in the sink, There are going to be times we have to go buy groceries so that we can, cook, food.
Yeah.
We still have to manage our money. But again, it's kind of on our time, right? This expectation that there's not stopwatch, like you have to get it done in like 5 minutes.
Yes, we have time to think it all through, and hopefully we make good decisions with that extra time.
And so, in essence, we're at the point where we are just redesigning our life. What is it going to look like in the future? Of course, we'll have commitments, right? Like when you're traveling from city to city, you have to get on whatever transportation on the day that you've bought tickets for. We get that. And there'll be things that you have to do, but we're redesigning our life to fit what we want moving forward.
There will be some pressure, though. I mean, we've made this really detailed list of all these items that we want to accomplish, and so we're going to probably feel some pressure to go and make sure we get everything in that we wanted to get in this trip. I mean, it's a pretty extensive plan, and I mean, at some point, we're probably going to run into some pitfalls, and how are we going to manage that when that happens? Hopefully, we'll be able to get everything in.
Yeah, yeah.
and also have all the time in the world to get there. It just, it's hard to know how it's going to go moving it forward, but at the same time, there are expectations.
Yeah. And, we're when I talked about earlier about always needing to do things, that's kind of like the vacation mode. Like, we're not in vacation mode. This is going to be our new life. Yeah. And so when we would go on vacation, it was go, 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 go. And you always felt like when you came home, you had to take a vacation from your vacation. Mm-hmm. But again, I think, again, for myself, it's going to take time to realize we're not on vacation mode. We're on island time.
That's right. We're going to be, it's going to be a different style of travel. It's going to be a lifestyle. So it's something we've got to learn how to do. So the first few months are going to definitely, we're going to have some growing pains for certain.
And I think, though, no matter where we're at, there are some creature comforts that we'll want to find when we first get to a new place. Like, when we get there, day one, we probably want to check out where is the grocery store, where other where's the public transportation lines? There's a train? Is there a bus? Is there a local morning breakfast or coffee shop?
That's right.
That we want to go to just to make life feel more normal?
More ordinary. Is there a bakery nearby, or what kinds of, do they have a grocery, not a grocery, but a farmer's market, and what kinds of things can we find at the farmer's market? So it'll be fun and cool, and a lot of new discoveries, and that'll keep it interesting, I think, learning all of that. And going to the grocery store, for instance, just to see what they have that's different from where we are, and can we find, the seasonings that they're going to be in different languages. So we're going to have to figure out, where things are and what things look like compared to where, back home.
And I think because we're going into new places and things are going to be, there's going to be similarities, but things are going to be different, we'll need to give ourselves grace. Like, I can be pretty bad at myself, like, I didn't get something right, I couldn't figure it out quick enough.
She's very hard on herself.
I'm very hard on myself, yes. So I think, having to change my mindset to give myself grace, that it's going to be okay. And I know that I'll have Josh here to help remind me of that, because he does it right now. Of course, I'm always like, it's not going to be okay. We got to do it now. It's got to get done.
Yeah.
But then also, what does this mean? Like, we already spend a lot of time together because I have been working from home, or been at home basically the last 3 months. But even with my other job, I would go into the office a couple of days a week, and then of course he was working 3 days a week. Yeah. So we had that time away from each other. What is it going to be like together for 24/7?
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a fascinating case study on our marriage.
I know, right? So we kind of talked about this today, that there might be times when he's just like, hey, I need a break. Or I might be like, hey, I need a break. I'm going to go get a massage. You go do what you want to do. We'll meet back later.
That's right. We need time apart, but we both want to walk. So we're going to walk in different directions. That's what the joke was today.
Yeah. And the way that we communicate with each other might actually change as well, good or bad, but it might be something, because we're together 24/7, that we may have to learn how to communicate in different ways than what we already do right now.
I think the communication is critical. It's something that we both valued in our relationship from an early age of the beginnings of our relationship. So I think that's something that we'll continue to work on, and it's really important in our relationship so that we understand everything that either of us is thinking at the time.
But I also have realized in the past when we've gotten away from our busy lives and we have gone on vacation that we actually kind of grew closer, right? Because we were away from the stress of our daily lives, of the rat race that we're currently experiencing. And we were more, even though it was busy, more at ease, right? I'm not saying that we're perfect and we never have arguments or never disagree or never look at things differently, because we do. But I also think that
constantly.
I also think that this will give us an opportunity to grow closer, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think another thing about our expectations, what we think life might be versus now, is, you know, we have spent a lot of time making decisions. Oh, I got somebody in the window. That might be our neighbor. Hi, Judy. Hi. Making decisions. And although we have this new lifestyle, where things are going to be more relaxed, redesigned, we still have to continue to plan, you know, for where we're going next. And so we might experience some decision fatigue. So we went and talked to our neighbor, Judy. She offered us a flashlight, but we told her we were okay. Yeah. So it's always good to have neighbors looking out for you. Yeah. So that decision fatigue, you know, so again, like, it's going to be just different type of energy and different types of things that occupy our time. Because again, like, although we're going to be staying in a place for a month, like, we're already, we've planned, but we can still pivot if need to, where we're going to be in 2026. And we're already starting to look at 2027.
Yeah. And there's always, like she said, the opportunity to make changes. And I mean, we've made changes to this plan that we currently have, I think 4 times already, you know, and I'm talking about sweeping changes. So it was big changes, and it's possible. It's possible to retool everything. And, you know, whenever we get the opportunity, we try and book things that we can always cancel. And that makes it easier to be able to pivot into something different.
Yeah. And, you know, one other thing I'd like to bring up, and, you know, again, maybe my expectation is going to be very different, but although we have tried and we do okay during times and then it kind of falters, is to think about our health, eating healthier, getting the exercise in, living a healthier lifestyle. We start and then falter. And so our goal, and we hope our expectation comes true, is that we're able to do this on a more regular basis, like an everyday basis.
Yeah. I think, to your point, I think the stress levels that we've had working, doing jobs that have pulled us away from the things that we'd like to be doing is probably one of the biggest issues that we've had that has kept us from attaining our goals as far as our weight and our health. And I'm definitely going to put in some energy now to both of those things so that we can feel better and know that we're going to have another 10 to 15 or 20 or more good years, healthy years, hopefully. Yeah. With no hiccups.
I kind of been joking saying my cortisol levels must be out of the roof right now, you know. And plus, you know, menopause in the last couple of years, just experiencing what women do, you know, with menopause, when it comes to like, you know, a healthy weight and that kind of stuff. Again, things that we're hoping to work on.
Not had to deal with menopause. I think some guys out there know what I'm talking about.
Anyway, so another expectation is that some might think we're going to go do this slow travel thing. We are never going to get bored. We're never going to get bored. And I'll be honest, I think initially I think that too, because I think when we go into new cities, we naturally want to explore. You know, but again, we're kind of using a home-based model. We'll go somewhere for about 30 days or more. And then from there, a couple of times, go see other cities within that country or different cities altogether.
Yeah, right nearby.
Right. But we also realize that there are probably going to be times when we get bored, so to speak, because we're going to be living in that place, whatever place that is, and life is going to slow down a little bit.
That, and with familiarity of some of these places, looking forward, I can see where we will be getting excited about a move to another location and just be kind of like, I'm kind of over where we are right now, and I can't wait. Unfortunately, it's 2 weeks from now or whatever it's going to be. What can we do to like spice this up a little bit? But there's going to be times when that's going to be okay, and we're just going to have to bide our time till we get there.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And we shouldn't look at that as necessarily, a failure.
No.
Because just as like everybody, whether you live in a city or a country, you have preferences. I mean, if you were to ask me my favorite place I've traveled to before, and you've asked Josh, it's going to be two different places and for different reasons, right? And so we might go to a place and I'm like, it doesn't really kind of,
Vibe with you.
vibe with me, but it might, with Josh. But it also might mean it just might take time, and we might have to give that place time to find the rhythm. So
It'll grow on you.
Yeah.
Well, the only real other expectation I have is I'm learning how to produce YouTube videos, and I'm still learning on, how to keep them entertaining, how to keep them. I look forward to having more time to do that. With the job, it was really hard. It would take like half a week away, and I lose a day just trying to recuperate from that half week of busyness. So I'm looking forward to having time to work on my YouTube skills and video skills, but then also I'm going to learn how to be a travel agent, travel advisor, and so I'm looking forward to having some time to figure that out too, because I love travel, and we've gone to all kinds of websites and done all kinds of study and like how to game or hack the system, so to speak. So this is a new angle that I'll be working on, and hopefully it'll bring me some excitement, not unlike when last spring I started to get into the points and figuring out how to maximize your value in points, and now we're actually applying it, and I'm like seeing some real positive results.
Yes.
So those are the kinds of things I'm looking forward to doing and getting into. And I'm hoping that, these other things will continue to be interesting and will develop into, new hobbies for me.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the main things I'm looking forward to outside of going places, seeing new things, meeting people, talking, conversations, all the things that go along with travel and finding out new stuff. Study.
Yeah. And so one of the last things I want to say is, I think in this dark light, my skin looks pretty good. Anyway, looks pretty good.
Yeah,
The wrinkles aren't there, guys.
I look like I have a tan almost.
Anyway, so if you have made it this far, we want to thank you guys so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. We love and appreciate the followers that have been watching us, have subscribed. If you're new here, again, thank you so much.
Yeah.
We hope you will subscribe to the channel. If you have been on a journey similar to ours, and you had certain expectations of what life was going to be like for you, and things confirmed your expectations or were different, let us know in the comments. We would love to hear from you.
Yeah, I was just going to say, we really appreciate all the comments we have received already, conversations that have come from that. When you do put stuff down in the comments, it might spark our imagination to things that we need to cover in the future. One of the things I think we did was explaining the Schengen rules, because somebody brought up a question, is like, what is this all about?
So we're like, maybe we should do it.
So we do appreciate that, and we're happy to help educate you on the things that we've learned ourselves,
or our experiences that might be helpful to you.
Yeah, or vice versa.
Yep. So thank you guys so much, and give us a thumbs up, subscribe, turn on your notification bells, all of the good stuff. And we will see you guys later and see you in the post.
See you guys later.
Have a good night.
Hopefully your power will be out.
That's right.
It's
not out. Hopefully it's not out.
Hopefully your power will come on. Or never mind. I'll just
Hopefully-
cut all that out.
Hopefully your power is not out and it will stay on.
I don't know what I was trying to say. Just let it go.
Good night, guys.